I knew I was right about some of these new sus Blue Lock characters. This prick just made a jutsu to try and make it to second base with Chigiri. Then he has the cheek to say, I'm into women. This screenshot says otherwise. We pick back up from where we left off last time with Isagi in puzzle mode, trying to cook up a plan that utilizes Pinky and the Drain's abilities. More on that nickname later. They put a lot of effort into these puzzle shots. On that note, I want to make a full video on this at some point. How do you guys feel about Blue Lock's animation? I saw a lot of people on Twitter complaining about it being lackluster. I somewhat agree, and I think it comes down to the shot selection. We could really do with a dynamic V2 angle on some of these scenes. Anyways, the core message of this episode was to lean into your intuition. When comparing Isagi to both Rin and Shido, that's definitely an area he lacks in. He is more of a thinking man's protagonist that has to work around his limited physical attributes, which has been one of the most appealing things about Blue Lock, because so many of its contemporaries are the complete opposite. Simple-minded guys that have innate talents and or physical abilities, but need to hone in on their techniques and understanding of their respective sports. The first round of this comeback came from the average trio stepping up. Nanase is able to read Isagi's movements better than Pinky and the Drain, so he is able to provide support to Isagi. This makes a cool passing triangle. Isagi utilizes this to get off a pass to Pinky, which results in this flashy spinning banana kick shot. You know, for a guy that goes around randomly kicking people with the intent of detaching their heads from their bodies, the last thing you would expect to come from his mouth is ta-da! The layers of complexity to the male Garu known as Ryosei Shido is immense. Just when I thought Rin was taking up for Isagi, he says, "Do you only target the weaker players than you?" This hating piece of... Rin decides to replace Isagi as Karasu's mark. And has Karasu been watching Andrew Tate or something? Big G? If he said top R, I literally would have spat out my coffee on my computer. Karasu does this foul play with his arms. I've heard of barging, but isn't this sort of thing illegal in football? Isagi's team really could have used the ref from the Arsenal game the other day. Karasu would have definitely been sent off for this kind of tomfoolery. You can see the pure look of hatred seeping through this man's eyes. However, Isagi sees an opportunity. He slides in, scoops up the ball, and the average trio get back to their tiki-taka style passing plays. They manage to open up a space for Isagi to go one-on-one with the goalkeeper. At this point, I was about to turn into a football hooligan because it's been months since I've seen Isagi score a new goal. But within seconds, I turned into a Man U fan, as I realized the chances for my team to achieve anything noteworthy with this level of play is futile. Isagi misses the ball by an inch. And if I've learned anything from this short little life of mine, it's that every inch matters. Damn, that was more cringe than the Blue Lock shit talking scenes. I need help. The ball is loose, but never fair. Rin the Drain is here, and he scores a goal. This was one of those where your least favourite striker gets a goal and you're like, it's alright. This is where we get some impressive insight from Hiyori, as he says, up until this point, Isagi has been thinking then moving. Instead of this, he should try thinking as a reflex. In other words, use his intuition. Blue Lock never ceases to amaze me with its deep rabbit hole of micro mental model shifts. It's always the slightest nudge in thinking that changes the whole game for Isagi. Usually, it's the insight he gets from people around him. Like when he took one random line from Naruhaya to get inspiration for copying his movement. After a backhanded compliment, Karasu blasts the ball up front in hopes of utilizing Chigiri's speed. However, he is stopped by Shido, who in all honesty is the MVP of this game. Isagi's team used this as a chance to go on the counter, but Karasu isn't letting up on marking Rin. In a last-ditch effort, a new passing triangle is formed, including Rin. They drive the ball up into the final third of the field until we enter puzzle time. Puzzle time is the part of the episode where Isagi takes the new insight he has gotten to pick himself apart and rebuild himself with the new pieces he has obtained. Now, I could pretend like I understand what happened in this next scene, but even Isagi doesn't know. Somehow, by instinct, Isagi is able to find space in front of Rin and Shido to score the winning goal. And this barrel roll follow through just screams aura. It's seriously, Isagi is getting more and more of that main character energy as the series goes on. He is so on top of the world, he even has fangirls. Look at Nanase on top of him. Even Shido went from kicking him to complimenting him. Nothing could go wrong from here. But, oh no! There's always that one hating ass ninja pulling you down. There's always that one crab in the bucket that can't let you have your moment. Rin comes in and says, "It's just luck." Brody, did you even re-watch the final episodes of season 1? I know you can do that. Aizen did it. Remember when this guy scored a so-called lucky goal and everyone was glazing him to high heaven? Even this smug prick Ego was praising him. Now, Isagi comes in and yes, with a somewhat fluky goal, and you're hating? That's why I call him Rin the Drain. He drains all of the spotlight from anyone he perceives as being below him. Even Baro has gained some respect for Isagi at this point. When will this dickhead Rin stop being such a tsundere and give my boy some props for his achievements? No wonder his bro doesn't want to be associated with him. I would have disowned him if he was acting like that around me.